Hello everyone and welcome to the KEOGH show here on YouTube on CKTV. Today I'm here with local performer, musician Raymond McGroarty, and he's going to tell us and take us on a trip down memory lane as far as his involvement in local bands and his performances to date. And we're going to have a talk with Raymond now. Raymond, how are you?
Very well, Kieran.
That's good. You've been in many bands over the years. You sing as well. You've played lots of instruments. And how did you get into music? What was your reasons for getting into this?
Well, I was always very interested in piano accordion, and from an early age, around about when I left school, about 15 or thereabouts, 16 years, I looked around to see if I could find a piano accordion to buy, and there were very few around this area here, and I came across a Scotch girl that was playing here for the summertime with some of the bands locally, and she decided when she was leaving at the end of the season, summer season, she would be selling her accordion. So I got talking to my mother, and she decided to buy it for me, and that's how I started off.
Alright, very good. So you showed an interest in that, and then it went on from there?
Showed an interest in that, and that's the way it started. At Lamont, yeah.
Very
the girl I bought the accordion from would have played, myself and her would have played a few nights in Shrewd Cafe during the summer months also.
Alright, yeah.
And that carried on for a number of years.
Right.
During the summer season.
You would have got a lot of tourists in, were at the beach and then come up.
Greencastle and Shrewd, Mohall area, Nodal, a lot of them would head for the cafe for a late dance there in the summertime.
It's not often you'd hear about a cafe having dances. Is that a thing that doesn't happen anymore, or what's the story there?
Well, no, it was a small hall that maybe it was a cafe, but they used it as a small hall too for various functions.
Alright, yeah.
That dancing would have been one of them, yeah.
Alright, right.
So that's how it came about, and they only ran it just in the summer months, an odd night during the summer months when the Scotch people are at home.
Right.
We're here.
Good. Very good. Well, would you have had any major influences from over all the performers in Ireland at that time, or from beyond Ireland? Did anybody really catch your eye and really made you think, I want to be like them, or
Yes, there were some local accordion players, and some of the dance bands. Most of the dance bands carried an accordion player at that time, and I would have looked at some of them, and yeah, I would have wished to have been able to do the same as they were doing. So I couldn't get anybody to give me any lessons locally, and I found out about a piano teacher in Derry called an Italian man called Mr. KEOGH.
Alright.
So I went to him, and I spent a season or two with him, and learned a bit with him. So after that then, I had it about a year more at this stage, and the local dance band came after me to see would I take up the accordion with them, as their accordion player had gone away to England.
Alright,
and,
yeah.
They said there'd be a job for me if I wanted to take it on. So I went down, and they were resident in the local hall here, St. Eugenius in Mohall, and
right.
sat down for a couple of nights listening to the music and the dance band, which was called the Arcadian Dance Band.
The Arcadian?
The Arcadian
Dance Band, yeah. And does that have a meaning, or Arcadian, do you know, or was there any?
No, there was some dance halls around Ireland called Arcadian dance hall. So where they got the name, I'm not too sure. They had it when I joined them,
You joined up.
And I took it from there. I started with them then at the end of that season, and I have been with them for about, till they disbanded, I think about 7 years or so after that.
It's a long stint, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a good stint.
And you done many nights in the week too, during the summer?
Well, in the summertime then, the Scotch people were coming here to Mohall, the visitors. The Scotch boat was on to Derry, some people call it the dairy boat, and the Scotch people call it the dairy boat, and we call it the Scotch boat. So it was coming in, and there were a big influx of people coming at that stage.
Right.
So we had a resident job in St George's Hall all year, and we would be playing most nights of the week during July and August, and then we would have once a week anyhow at least all winter. Plus we had played around the area here, around any show too as well.
Right. Well, what would be if as you say, you played in many venues around any show?
Yeah.
What venues would stand out in your mind?
One would be Balkan Hall, Kildare. The other one would be Mallintown, Brookhill Hall, and Darius Hall in Mallintown.
Right.
And there's a hall out in Mallinhead as well, we'd go out there that time. And Ballyliffin, the Ballyliffin Hotel had a little dance hall
Alright.
in the hotel at that time too, and we played regular there. And we also played in, where else now to see, that was nearly the most of mine around, like, you know.
You would have been beyond any show and performing too at different times, would you? For
Not so much, the travel wasn't much that time because it was only motor cars they had, and
right.
for a 7-piece band, or that, it was
You had to load everything into the
you
cars.
know, all on, and it wasn't so easy, like, you know.
Right.
There was no minibuses at that stage.
Mm.
So they didn't go all that far out then, you know.
Mm. Well, what different roles would you have played within the band, and like what would be your favourite of them roles? You know, as far as would it be the keyboard or the piano or the piano accordion or the keyboard, or what would it have been more?
It was mainly the accordion. I stuck to the accordion. In them days, anybody, whoever was in the band, whatever they played, they stuck to their own instrument.
Right.
There wasn't much doubling of instruments at that time, you know.
Right.
Mainly played the accordion because they did a lot of old time waltzes and tangos, sambas.
And could you maybe elaborate on a few of the stories from the show band, from that particular Arcadian show band, and maybe the lineup? You could talk about a few of the big local names that would have been involved in it.
Well, it was mainly just the dance bands, they called them then.
Right.
All dance bands.
Right.
And you would have had a few of the big bands come over from England to some of the bigger halls, like in maybe Derry or places like that. You would have had different big bands coming across from England.
Right.
But most of the bands around, the only big bands I had in Ireland that time was Mick Delahunty and Maurice Mulcahy. They had 15 or 16 piece, I think, but they were the only two big bands in Ireland. The rest of all the bands were all 6 and 7 piece.
Right.
Piece, maybe outside.
Would you have who would have been in the band with you back in the day? Who would have been in the local band, the show band, or the dance band?
Yeah,
sorry.
resident in the hall. Pianist was Margaret Kane.
Right.
And the drummer was Paddy McGroarty, who was a cousin of my own.
Right, yeah.
It was actually Paddy asked me to start the band with him in the band. And on trumpet, Victor Fiorentini.
Okay.
And vocals as well. Victor did vocals as well as trumpet.
All right.
He did all the vocals. And Tommy McGroarty played alto sax and clarinet.
Oh.
Wally Thompson played tenor sax and trombone.
Right.
And Wally gave me quite a bit of tuition too in his time.
Did he?
Yeah, he did give me quite a bit. Wally was very good at tuition. So given tuition. But myself then on accordion. That
right.
Line up, yeah.
So you were all very multi-talented as far as your abilities in the band, and you would have really You were the youngest, I understand, were you?
I was the youngest. The other boys, most of the boys, except for Margaret, came out of the brass and reed band. They were all Tusient and the brass and reed band, marching band in Mohill.
Right.
St. Eugenius brass and reed.
Alright,
And
yeah.
they had great ability to read and play music.
Alright, yeah.
So that's where the dance band started from.
So have you any particular tunes that you would be very, that would stick out in your mind that you might have played and that you might give us here today here on the KEOGH show? Maybe you'd play one of the tunes for us?
Well, we had a little tune called Ragtime Melody.
Yeah.
We used it as a signature tune. Start of the night,
Yeah.
at the end of the night. And it still stands out in my memory yet, not a lot of bands I had heard playing it, but we had played it for quite a number of years.
Right.
And it was a nice catchy tune, A signature tune called Ragtime Melody that we used in the Arcadian dance band for quite a number of years, 6 or 7 years. And I'll try and play it out for you now. I haven't played it for quite a number of years myself.
Okay, Raymond, take it away.